Meditation is simply the art of letting go. It's the sacred art of forgetting everything of the world in order to remember everything of your true nature. Imagine right now that you are sitting on the edge of the world, and in this moment, forget everything. Forget your name, forget your history, forget the drama of your life or any task you have lined up ahead of you. Just forget everything. Let it all slip away. Let it all dissolve as you enter into an expansive sense of peace. That is your natural nature. You don't need to strive to experience that nature. You only need to forget everything and move deep inside, where you can sense that light of the soul, that light of your eternal self illuminating through every cell of your body. Allow that light to drench your entire being. And when any other thoughts come up, when the world tries to tug at you again, practice forgetting. Forget it all, leave it all behind, release it, and allow your soul to enter an awareness of being beyond all of that, beyond the stars and the moon, beyond your story, beyond your name, in a region of light. And just dwell in your peace. Just dwell in this natural awareness of being eternal. There's no need to struggle for it, there's no need to strive to create it. You simply have to forget all the things of the world because they are not who you are. They are only passing stories and scenes. And as you shed them and forget them, you can move into the illumination, into the peace that is who you are. Allow yourself to just go deeper and deeper and deeper into this peace. And feel the simplicity, the light, the freedom that comes with being beyond all the things of the world. It's as if you're floating, weightless, in a warm sea of soothing vibrations, of light, of peace. Allow yourself to just release into that peace. Relax into that peace. Simply holding the awareness that you are light. When you fill your mind with this light, when you learn the sacred art of forgetting the world in order to remember your truth, then when you return to the world, you will bring with you the light of awareness. And as you bring that into your story, your actions, your words, your life will light up with the light of your true being. Meditation is simply the art of forgetting the world to remember the soul.
Good afternoon. Is the sound okay? Can you hear me?
The sound is good, Ashina.
Thank you, Nita.
Yes,
So,
Ashima. Om Shanti. Good afternoon to you.
Om
Yep.
Shanti, thank you.
Yeah.
Great. So, a very warm welcome to you on this Saturday afternoon. So, I am in Durban, South Africa, where the sun is shining and it's bright blue skies. Very warm day, but thankfully there's some wind to keep us a little bit cool. And so I'm so glad you are all able to join us today. And today's program is on meditation, made simple. And it's something that is a necessity in our lives. We all are very much aware that there are more and more challenges we face on a daily basis. Change is a constant. We still have to fulfill our roles, our duties, responsibilities, and sometimes life can feel overwhelming. It can feel just too much to handle. And sometimes we may feel like we just want to retreat from it all and take a lovely holiday far away to a very quiet place. So the beauty of Raj Yoga is that it is possible to maintain balance and calm in this ever-changing world full of challenges, changes, and responsibility. And the beauty about Raj Yoga is that there's an understanding that each one of us has what we call innate potential that's lying dormant. So there's a vast amount of peace, of love, and power that's latent within every soul. And so this course or this program today that we are going to share with you is going to help you tap into that core or that dormant energy of potential that's waiting to be expressed. And so Nita is going to show us how we can use the process of Raj Yoga meditation, and she will be using a 5-step process. So welcome to you, Nita.
Thanks, Ashina. Good afternoon, everyone, and lovely to be with you this afternoon. So I'm Nita, and I'm based in Cape Town. And so it's also a very beautiful, very warm day in Cape Town for those that are here, but fortunately it's much cooler than yesterday. So I think that does help. And just earlier today, I was thinking of how easily one gets influenced by the atmosphere, the environment, that when it's cold, we complain, when it's hot, we complain. And it just had me thinking about how I can create whatever internal state I want to, irrespective of what the environment might hold. And so as Ashina was sharing about going on a holiday and just retreating away, yes, that seems ideal and it would be wonderful. And I think sometimes we do need that break, just a different environment, get a different perspective. But we also know that that's usually a temporary, momentary relief or release from whatever it is we might be feeling within ourselves in terms of anxiety, tension, fear, whatever it is. And so today we're going to look at a very simple process, and we're calling it a 5-step process for meditation. And it's really the basics. And if you move through these steps, it will help you to get to that place of peace, quiet, stillness, focus, concentration, whatever it is that you wish to draw out of your meditation practice. And I just want to mention before we go into the 5-step itself, everyone seeks to learn meditation or explore deeper aspects of meditation for different reasons. And I do find that meditation can provide that foundation that can support one. So as you listen and as we engage today, and it's going to be more experiential, so I'll share a few words on each of the steps, and then we'll actually go into the practice of it. And at the end of it, there'll be an opportunity for question and answer. So if there's anything that comes up while we're doing the activities, I will ask you to just hold them until the end of the session. And it will be a lovely opportunity to engage further then. So I'm going to share my screen now as we look at this 5-step process. And really it is a very, very simple things that you would have heard of, things you might be practicing already. Sorry, I just need to stop sharing that and share this. Okay, that's better. So in the introduction, in the meditation before we actually started, just a lovely insight into perhaps what meditation can offer as an experience. And so one of the things that we find is absolutely important before I actually sit and start my meditation, especially if you're new to it or you're beginning, the step, sometimes we forego it, and it is a vital step. And so it's the step of relaxation. And it's such a simple thing where relaxation is about letting go of tension and stress and bringing the mind and body into a state of calm and peace. So one of the things you would have noticed or you would have observed with yourself, or maybe in others, but specifically with yourself, because you're here to learn to meditate, is that when your mind is tense or anxious, or there's worry or fear or anxiety, you feel it in your body. So whether you'd get a headache or your neck or shoulders become sore or back pains, various bodily symptoms emerge, if I can call it. Sometimes your stomach is just knotted, or you feel a heaviness within yourself. So if for each one, it will manifest in a different way. And so we know that there is a very, very strong connection between mind and body. And within meditation, we work with the mind and using our thoughts to provide us or take us to that place where we feel less tense, more at ease, calm, and peaceful. And so the first step is really, can I relax my body? And sometimes we don't even take the time out to do this. I don't know about you, but I remember before I started meditating and even a little bit into it, I would feel guilty if I just sat and did nothing, because we've been prone to think, and we grow up with this belief or this indoctrination perhaps, or just the way society views things, that if you're not doing anything, you're not productive and you're wasting time. And so even when one is sitting, it's not really with that feeling of I'm totally relaxed and I can just be present, but the mind's still racing. And so relaxation is about just giving myself permission to chill and relax my body. And so we're going to go into an exercise which is called a progressive muscular relaxation exercise. And it is just about relaxing your body, because when the body is relaxed, then there's a greater capacity for my mind to also become calm. So sometimes we try to calm our mind, but our body is holding tension. And so our mind keeps getting pulled to whatever is the source of that tension. I'm just seeing in the chat that someone said the sound is very soft. Is anyone else having problems with the sound being soft? Before I continue?
No, sister, it's fine, Nita. Yeah.
Okay, great. So, Sandra, maybe you just try to put up the volume on your side. Thank you, Lakshmi. Okay, so let's go into this progressive relaxation exercise. And if you feel like closing your eyes, please feel free to do so. I'm just going to share a few words and to help you relax into that space. So let me take this moment to seat myself very comfortably wherever I am. My feet are firmly on the ground. My back is upright. And I'm going to spend the next few moments relaxing my body by releasing any tension, any stresses that I may be holding. And so I begin by taking my attention to my feet and my toes. And I relax the muscles in my feet and my toes. Just clench the toes, feel the tension it brings. And as you release, you let go and feel the relief that comes with letting go. And so I do this once more, clench the toes and release and let go and relax. And I move further upwards to my calves, my thighs, very consciously relaxing the muscles, letting my legs be very loose and relaxed on this chair. And I just let go. And as I move to my stomach, the muscles in my back, just notice if there's any tension in this area. And if there is, give yourself permission to let it go. Just imagine all of the tension in your stomach and your lower back dissolving and melting away. And I relax. And as I move further upwards, I come to my chest. I become aware of my breathing, the gentle intake and the exhale of my breath. I notice the natural rhythm of my breathing. As I breathe in, breathe out, and I tune in to this natural rhythm. With every breath in, I fill my lungs and my body with new, clean, fresh energy. And with every breath out, I release anything old and unwanted. So release the tension, anxiety, fear. Just let it go by exhaling. And let's do this once more. Take a deep breath in, fill your lungs, and as you breathe out, just let go and relax completely. And then very gently, I take my attention while still breathing very naturally in this way. Take my attention to my shoulders, my arms, my fingers. Just relax them, drop the shoulders, relax the arms, let them hang loosely at your side. Then just release the tension. Put down the burden that sometimes you might hold on your shoulders. For now, there's no burden, there's no worries, there's no fears. Just relax here. And then I take my attention to my face. Become aware of the tiny muscles in my face, my jaw, my cheeks, even the muscles in my forehead. Just relax all the tiny, tiny muscles in my face so that the frowns or the lines on my forehead also just dissipates. And there's complete relaxation in my face. And I take a moment to scan my entire body from the top of my head all the way down to the bottom of my feet to my toes, ensuring that I am completely relaxed, very, very comfortable in my seat. And so as I continue today, let me hold the state of relaxation as I've totally relaxed my body. Okay, thank you. So that's the first step. And what I like about this process is that you can do it anywhere. And so today it was a bit of a longer time. You can do it in 5 minutes, you can do it in 2 minutes, even if you want to stretch it a bit for 10 minutes, it's up to you, depending on how much time you might have, or just going with the flow of things. And so hopefully you do feel that sense of relaxation in your body. And it's something, like I said, you can do anywhere, at any time, just as that first step. So like I said, if there's any questions, there'll be an opportunity later. We're going to move on to the second step. I had mentioned that meditation is about the mind and using the power of thoughts. And so one of the things that's necessary or useful in meditation is concentration. Now, sometimes when we hear this word concentration, it in itself can create more tension and more anxiety, because sometimes I feel words have associative memories and they hold a lot of power. So if I think of concentration and I have an association of concentration during my studies, maybe I was at university and I needed to study in order to pass, then it holds not such a positive energy for me. And so already I'll get my back against the wall. So I find sometimes it's important as we explore these concepts and just generally to redefine some of the words and redefine my relationship or the association that I have with words, because they are powerful. But concentration simply means it allows me to use my time productively once I have relaxed. I focus on the thoughts I choose to have. So it's like when I relax my body, there's one less thing that my mind will be pulled towards. And this exercise of progressive muscular relaxation is helping me to focus my attention and awareness just on the body. And you would have found, or maybe now if you reflect back, as you were doing the muscular relaxation, your thoughts, and you weren't concerned about the external and your environment and maybe the noises or the people around you. There might have been a little bit of distractions, but you were focused on just your body and creating that stage of relaxation. And so that then leads us to the second step, which is concentration. And why concentration is important is because if I want to get the most out of my meditation, I need to focus on one thing. And so concentration, it's like, if you have, if there's a dark room and you shine a torch into that room, your attention will automatically be drawn towards that light. And so it focuses your energy, because where there's focus, there's power. And we want to create a space of internal power, power not over something or someone, but power to enable myself to choose the thoughts I want to have. And so concentration helps to support that process in a very natural and easy way. So it's important to remember, when I concentrate in my meditation, it's not about becoming serious. It's not about, scrunching up my forehead and creating this feeling of I have to focus and concentrate. But it's rather about, I'm choosing one thing that I want to focus on. And in doing that, all the other things fade into the background, and they don't hold as much influence over me in that moment. Now, you'll notice with concentration, it's a gradual process. We don't get it right the first time. But let's explore and let's see if we can hold one thought, and for how long we can hold a thought. And that's what concentration is. My ability to hold one thought in my mind for as long as I want to. And not to say that other thoughts won't come. Definitely other thoughts will come. But then I have the ability to redirect my mind back to the thought that I want to create, back to the thought that I want to hold. And so again, I'm going to take you into a little reflective practice, and let's see how we can do with holding just one thought. So I invite you again to ensure that you're comfortable. And again, bring yourself back to that awareness of being completely relaxed. And I'm going to focus on the little dot on the screen in front of me. And for a moment, I imagine that that dot is a dot of peace. So in my mind's eye, I create this awareness, this association that this tiny drop of water is a drop of peace. And so as I focus my thoughts on this drop, and I imagine that as I breathe in.
I'm sorry to disturb you, Nita, but your screen is still showing step 1 in the relaxation.
Oh, okay. Let me try again. Thank you. Is this right now? Is there a drop?
Yes. Can you put it in the slideshow view? Is it okay? Because it's showing like a cross, grid lines.
Okay. Let's try this. Is that okay?
That is perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Let's go into that practice again. So let me again come in that awareness that this drop is a drop of peace. And I imagine that each time I breathe in, I'm taking in this drop of peace. So the only thing that I hold in my mind is this one thought and one awareness that I am breathing in peace, and I hold that within my mind, and I remind myself that each time I breathe in, I'm breathing in only peace. And if there are any other thoughts that come in my mind, let me very gently just push them aside and bring my focus back to this point, this drop that represents peace for me. Everything else fades into the background so that all that exists for me in this moment is this drop of peace that I breathe in and I hold within my mind, within my body. And I take a moment to observe, how does my mind feel as I do this? I'm only focusing on that drop of peace. Thank you. So I just want to open it up a little bit here and see what has been your experience thus far. Anyone wants to share anything?
Very peaceful, Nita, Sister Nita.
Okay.
Peaceful and serene. Yeah, it's a lovely feeling.
Peaceful and serene. Great. Thanks, Lakshmi. Is there anyone else? Some of you, especially if you're new to it, it might have been a struggle, but that's also normal. It's most understandable because we have the habit of thinking a lot and thinking constantly. And so with meditation, it's almost like I have to train my mind again and give it something to focus on. I don't know if you remember this phrase or this proverb or this saying when we were at school. Our teachers used to often tell us, an idle mind is a devil's workshop. I don't know if you're familiar with that one. But it is true that if I don't give my mind something consciously to think about or to hold as a focus, it will tap into everything. It will take whatever it sees and listens to and engages with and make big stories internally. And so this practice helps me to see what's of essence, what's of value, what is it that I want to hold within myself that can support me. So I see there's some things in the chat, so feel very relaxed. My mind is resistant somehow. Yes, that would happen, so don't worry about it. You know, with anything, when you start something new, it's like you're swimming against the tide of what you're familiar with, what you're comfortable with. And whenever one goes against the tide, there will be a little bit of resistance. And so that's what you're experiencing, possibly. And then with practice and with time, slowly that resistance begins to diminish and dissipate. And there's a greater capacity to step into that space I want to more easily and quicker. But to be very patient with the self and not to fight with my mind. Just using a lot of love and patience and compassion for myself, I just guide my mind back to where I want to be. I see that Bianca saying, feeling serenity in my consciousness, Om Shanti. Wonderful, thank you. Thank you all for sharing. So we've gone through 2 of the steps, which is the simple parts. They all are very simple actually. But I'd like to now go into the 3rd step. And I'm going to put my video off because it shows a funny little thing when I share my screen. But the 3rd step is contemplation. And contemplation is reflecting deeply on myself, my inner world, and my values. So when we started the meditation, the beginning meditation, she spoke of it as meditation as letting go of everything of the outside world. So I know what I want to let go of, but if I let go of something, I need to know what I want to connect with and what I want to create within myself. And so this is where contemplation comes into play. And contemplation is really about beginning to identify for myself, what is it that's of value to me, and how would I like to deepen my understanding, but secondly, also my experience of what it is that I hold as valuable within myself. Within the Brahma Kumari's practice and teachings of Raja Yoga meditation, but specifically when we look at the understanding of soul, then one thing that becomes evident is that within us, we all hold values, we all hold what we call qualities, and it's intrinsic within ourselves. So it's things like peace, of love, of feeling a sense of freedom, of reconnecting with truth, kindness, experiencing compassion, all the virtues and the good positive traits that we'd like to create within ourselves and we get inspired by. So this idea of contemplation is when I become still, I relax my body, I become still in my mind, and then I concentrate on what is it that I want to hold as a focus for myself, and then exploring that on a deeper level. So in the slide before with concentration, I chose the theme of peace because it's something that resonates very deeply with me. That's where I am at. But you can choose whatever resonates with you. And then you begin to start reflecting. And the reflection is really asking yourself certain questions, which we will explore as well. But to take us through that process to see if you can identify at this point what is of value to you. And so when I speak of what is of value, what is it that you'd like to create as an internal state of experience, of being? How would you like to feel inside? What's the state of mind that you'd like to have? So those kind of reflections. And so on the screen in front of you, you'll see 8 images. I want you to take a moment and just scan over those images and see which image speaks the most to you. So identify that. And I'm going to now just invite you into a reflective, contemplative process. So once you've identified that, what's the next step to take us into that space of contemplation? So again, I consciously become aware of my body being relaxed. And my mind is quiet and still because I've let go of everything of the outside. And as I focus on the images in front of me, I take a moment to see which one speaks loudest to me. Which of these images pulls my attention towards itself? Which of these images am I drawn to? And you might find 2 or 3 images. I'm going to ask you to try and narrow it down just to 1 image. So even if there's 2 or 3 that pulls you, see which one speaks loudest to you in this moment. You don't have to think about why, when, what, just identify the image. And if you've done so, then I want you to focus only on that image, so that that image becomes the only thing that your eyes see and that your mind accepts. And as you hold this one focus, I'm going to take a few moments to reflect on the significance of this for you. And so holding only this in my mind's eye, I think about, why was I drawn to this image? What is the quality or the virtue that this image represents for me in this moment? And then I think about, why do I think I have chosen this image for me right now? And so as you reflect in this way, as you contemplate, it helps you to become clear about what it is that you want to gravitate towards. And so this process of contemplation becomes an entry point to my meditation. And so I'm going to stop there for a moment again. And just ask you, and again, it would be lovely if we can engage a little bit. Were you able to easily identify it? And maybe if you'd like to share, what was the image that you chose and why do you think you gravitated towards that?
The flower. Open up like the flower to bring out my innate qualities. Peace, love, contentment, truth, and power. That's what it was.
Lovely,
and
lovely.
bring the fragrance of the flower.
Thank you, Lakshmi. I'm going to invite you to just fine tune that a little bit and see one quality that represents. So you said peace, love, happiness, but if you had to choose one quality that either encompassed all or just one of them, maybe just think about one quality. But thank you for sharing. Is there anyone else? Kia has just put something in the chat. Diamond, shine bright like a diamond. That's reminding me of that song. And it represents power. Wonderful. Thank you, Kia. And Sandra saying the sunflower, freedom, peace in nature, away from the rat race of daily life. Great. So freedom and peace. All right. And then Tabisang, hope I pronounced it right. The bird, it represents success, reaching my highest potential. Wonderful. You know, what I love about this exercise is that sometimes it's difficult to identify what's the value or the quality that we hold or we aspiring to tap into an experience or draw into our life. But this is a beautiful exercise, I feel, that helps to tap into our innate, our intuitive nature, because sometimes we're very analytical and we want to think a lot. We don't want to, but it seems to be our default setting. And so we try to think what we need at this point. And it might be, or rather what we want at this point, but it might not be what I need at this point. And so when we start using a different method, then we tap into something a little bit deeper, you know. And so this is one method. Sometimes you can find other methods, you know, where you don't use your thinking analytical capacity, but you start tapping into more the feeling aspects, the more the intuitive energies that I hold within yourself. And so thank you for sharing. I see Bianca's also got sunflower, reminds me of the light of God. Wonderful, wonderful. You know, I get amazed. I used to be amazed by Daddy Janki because she had this amazing ability that whatever she saw physically, so she would go, they'd be driving along the highway, and she was very observant, you know. By the way, Daddy Janki was the head of our organization. She passed away last year in March at the age of 104 years old, but very, very sharp. But I would be amazed by her because whatever she saw, ordinary things, a billboard, birds that are busy squabbling with each other, birds flying information, she would draw some spiritual significance out of that. And she would share amazing insights. And I love that about her because it showed me that whatever in ordinary day-to-day things, she drew something powerful that could support her. And so even in this exercise, you know, a picture can speak 1,000 words, we know that. But then how can I draw from everyday life and situations so that I create this practice of contemplation, not only when I'm sitting to meditate, but I contemplate throughout my life so that I begin to get a sense of what is it that I want to align myself to? What is it that I want to tap into again? What is it that I want to deepen within myself? So although we're sharing the 5-step process for meditation, which is if I want to sit down, but these steps can be integrated into my day-to-day life as well. I see Maseke also has shared, and she said, eagle for freedom from limits, flying freely. Wonderful. I see there's a lot here, quite a few who wants to be free. I think we've been in lockdown for too long, perhaps, so the feeling of freedom is more dominant, but wonderful. Thank you all for sharing that. Let's move on to our fourth step. And so you notice with each step, we're just going to go one step deeper to try and get eventually to our 5th step. And so when we look at the 4th step, we talk about the 4th step of realization. So first step, relaxation. Second one is concentration. Third is contemplation. The 4th is realization. And the lovely definition, realization is when my understanding, and my understanding has to do with my headspace, is when my understanding and feelings combine and I experience a more profound, more meaningful reality within. The key word for me is experience, and perhaps the other key word, reality within. And so contemplation, I'm using my mind, I'm thinking deeper about things, I'm ruminating on different aspects to bring me to that place of where my heart can accept what my mind is creating. So sometimes we'll find in meditation that we create the thoughts of I'm peaceful, I'm tension free, I'm very relaxed now. But what we're feeling and what we're holding is contrary to what we're creating in our mind. And sometimes that struggle is what makes us despondent or disheartened, or the feeling that this meditation is not working. And I feel that this is where realization comes in, that perhaps sometimes that step is missing. So realization, it's like the aha moment. Mike George would call it an aha moment. It's where I get it not just from an intellectual perspective, but I feel it on a deeper level. So my mind is saying one thing and my heart completely accepts it in that moment as well. And when the mind and the heart, and when I speak of the heart, it's really the feelings that I'm generating inside. When these two are in congruency, when they are in agreement, when they're on the same wavelength, then I step into that experience of something deeper, so that I'm not just thinking about being free or peaceful or light, whatever your quality is, but I really experience it on a deeper level. And so realization is that step of head and heart coming together. So I'm going to, again, we're going to go into a little bit of a reflective process to see if we can marry our mind and heart. We're going to use the image that you identified in the previous slide. So once again, just relax, sit comfortably, make your mind still. Just bring in your mind's eye that image that you identified. And together with the image, bring to the forefront of your mind the quality that emerged for you. And just as this image in front, open hands holding the light, imagine that you're holding the light of your quality, of that virtue, of that insight in your hand. And as you hold it, tell yourself, I am. And then internally, whatever quality it is that you chose. For example, I am peace. And I hold peace within my entire being. And so just create that one thought. Hold that one thought. And as you remind yourself of yourself in this way, very gently and patiently and with a lot of love, allow your heart to open up. And allow your heart to connect with the feelings that this quality holds for you. There's no resistance. I'm absolutely safe. I feel very secure in this moment. And so I allow my heart to open. And as I repeat to myself, I am, and the quality, just feel your heart embracing this and completely accepting that, yes, that is who I am in this moment, here and now. This is my only reality in this moment. And I hold this, allowing that feeling to flood through my entire being, so that the only thing that reverberates and resonates within me is this quality that I'm holding, this quality that I am. So thank you. So, any thoughts on how that was? Were you able to just hold in the heart, accepting? Or was there a little bit of resistance?
Yes, sister. I was able to, with your help.
Wonderful.
I chose peace.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Lakshmi.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Yeah, one thing that I find is important is to understand that it is about going a step further to just thinking about things and staying in my head, but really then embracing not even something new, but something that I am, embracing something authentic that I hold. So sharing here, I was able to connect with freedom and success. I connected with ease. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Thank you for sharing. That's it. You know, when we set an intention and when we break it down step by step, it does become a little bit easier because you can see exactly the process as it unfolds. And Bianca is just saying, I am a soul. Beautiful, the essence of everything and everything contained within that. And so that was the fourth step. We're going to go into just the last step, which is, I think you would have guessed it quite easily. It is meditation, which is the fifth step. And so, again, a beautiful definition. Meditation is focusing on a thought and remembering my eternal identity and reawakening a wonderful state of well-being. And so it is about then holding that space, that feeling over a prolonged period of time. And so I think meditation, almost the last step, is a result of the 4 steps beforehand. That when I get to that place where my mind and my heart are in sync and I'm able to maintain that connection between the two, then automatically I'm in a state of meditation. And so one can see it can be a very natural and easy process, and it doesn't have to be difficult at all. And just allowing yourself. I think one of the things is just allowing. That's been my go-to word for this year, is just allowing. And so I'm going to stop there for now, and I'm going to hand us over to Ashina. She's going to facilitate the Q&A portion of it, and we will take it from there.
Thank you, Sister Nita. Thank you very much for all your help.
Hi, Ashina.
Hi, Nita. There's 2 messages in the chat box about the previous slides.
Okay.
Kaya and Larato are requesting if you could put them back on, because Larato says she's writing notes.
Okay, what I can do perhaps,
His email.
Yeah, I can email the slides to you. So if you just put your email down, I'm happy to email it to you. All right.
Okay, great. Thanks, Nita, for taking us through that simple 5-step process. It's a lovely way to kickstart or start the process if you've been thinking about meditation, especially as we are now into the new year. And as you see, it's really simple. All it takes is the first step. Usually the first step is the most difficult, but the moment you decide for yourself and take that first step, then it's like planting a seed, really. You just need to plant the seed and allow it to grow into something really beautiful. And meditation really is about allowing the beauty that's within all of us, that's dormant, the peace that we long for, the love that we want to feel in our hearts, the joy we want to feel in our lives. It's all there waiting, dormant. And this 5-step process is the first step into a very magical journey, actually, that Raj Yoga meditation can take you into. So thank you so much, Nita, for that. So if there's any questions you may have, please feel free to unmute yourselves. And or alternatively, if you would like to put your questions in the chat box, please feel free. And we'll see how we can help you with any questions. So if there's any questions or any comments, anything you'd like to share, please feel free.
So beautiful. That's the only thing I can tell you. And very helpful, to take it step by step. I have been doing, because I've been following your guided meditation throughout, but sometimes it's good, it's like a reminder. Thank you.
Yes, it's always lovely to have reminders. And it's lovely you brought that up, Lakshmi Ben, because as we mentioned before, life can be so overwhelming and we can get caught up, and sometimes there's no time in our daily timetable. And it's lovely to set aside some time in your day, even if it's a minute. There's a lovely practice at the moment where every minute it's recommended you take a moment just to center yourself again and to bring yourself back to self, and just be aware of what thoughts you were having in the previous hour, and then gently steer your thoughts back to how you would like the next hour to proceed. So joining these programs is a lovely way to help us keep in touch and remind us of the peace that's already within.
Thank you, sister.
There's a question.
Like connecting ourselves, actually finding time for yourself, isn't it? To connect yourself, yes, to your soul. Thank you.
Okay, there is a question from Maseke. Thank you so much. My challenge is I go into almost deep sleep. What could be my problem? Today I issued the whole of step 2, concentration. Not sure I'm understanding the second part of the question.
She said a little later, she meant missed. I missed the whole part.
Missed, okay. So, Maseke, you are actually very lucky that you go into deep sleep. It's insomnia is actually one of the biggest problems we have today, and you actually have a gift if you can fall into deep sleep. But with meditation, yes, that can sometimes be a challenge because we get so relaxed. And actually, it's just the body's way of saying that you need rest. So it's not wrong that you're falling into sleep. What I would suggest is perhaps make time when you wake up in the morning. Try that for yourself and see. And then obviously before you go to bed at night, it's perfect because then the thoughts you create will help you in your sleep. They say the thoughts we have before we go to bed are incredibly important because it affects our body's regeneration process. Because when we sleep, the body goes into what we call regeneration. So it repairs the damage, it reactivates new cells, it regenerates new cells. So it's really important before we sleep to have pure, positive, peaceful thoughts. So I hope that helps you, Maseke. Maybe you can try when you wake up in the morning and when you are fresh and alert to try your meditation then. And then there was another question. From Antabi Singh Oliphant. I would like to know, please, how does one get to attend meditation with the Brahma Kumaris SA if you're at a place where you can't visit the center? So Antabi Singh, I'm not sure which part of South Africa you are in, but we have centers throughout the country. So maybe if you let us know where you are, then we can try and see who the nearest center to you is. Alternatively, our sessions are held online, our meditation courses, etc. So we have daily programs on Zoom that you can attend. So that's an alternative method if you can't get to a place physically. So, okay, you're in the Bloemfontein area, Free State. Nita, I'm not sure if there is a center in Bloemfontein.
No, we don't have a center. We had one many years ago, but we don't have a center. But I think, like you're saying, Ashina, that there is the online platforms. So do try and join with that. And if there's anything further that you want, you can just send an email to our national office, and I'll put the email address in the chat. And they can also help you with resources and things like that as well.
Great. Thanks, Nita.
Hi, sisters. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
She can attend from online, like I'm in Namibia and I attend all these courses throughout the year, like using Zoom. So that's one of my advice. But what I wanted to say is just like to add on how the meditation has really helped me grow and just see life from a different perspective. Like just now, before the meditation started, maybe just a few minutes, I got news that an uncle of mine passed away that brought us up, that I grew up with. And how I handled the situation throughout the meditation is just quite, I don't know how to say. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry to hear about your loss, Kaya.
Yeah, but just how I handled the whole 1 hour and a half was just so amazing. It's just something that I've learned from the meditation that have kept me going throughout that hour, because if it was not for the meditation, I don't think I could have gone through the whole hour and just being normal and thinking that no, it's his body has left us, but his soul is still among us.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, we send you all, you and your family, our loving good wishes. And yes, like you said, the soul is eternal. And it's something we will share later on in our course about the soul being eternal. But Kaya's brought it up now. It's so beautiful that she has that awareness, and we can support the soul on its journey forward. And so that's the beauty of meditation, is that it's so beneficial to all souls, and especially in the times we're living in, you know, when I'm sure so many of us have lost friends and family, and it's very challenging. And yes, Kaya, thank you for sharing that. You know, meditation is an absolute necessity. It's not a luxury anymore. And the meditation practice and understanding of soul consciousness and soul awareness is that the power of the soul, the beauty of the soul, the soul is eternal, it never dies. And so with that understanding, we can continue peacefully on the journey and continue to support the soul on their journey. So our blessings and good wishes to you, Kaya, and to you and your family. Thank you. And okay, Sunita has put the email address. If you would like to send any questions to find out more.
Hello. Hi,
Hello.
everyone. It's Lerato here.
Hi, Lerato. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for this. It's really eye-opening. I am a bit confused in terms of, okay, this is my first time tapping into meditation. So I understand the whole concept from relaxation, concentration, contemplation, relaxation, realization, the last four. When we got to the first, like it was a bit rushed. I missed that completely. So in terms of what I literally just have focusing here under meditation. So I don't know what yeah, is it possible to unpack that a bit for me? The last part.
Okay, Nita.
Hi, Lerato. Thank you for that. You meant the fifth step, right? Step 5?
Yeah, I understand the relaxation, concentration, contemplation, and the realization, the last one. The fifth one, I feel like it was, I don't understand what, I don't get that one completely.
Okay. So the fifth step I was talking about, it's really the culmination of the 4 steps. So to get to that step of meditating, so to speak, when I do the 4 steps, automatically it will bring me to the 5th step, because meditation is really just holding one thought and the experience of that thought for a long period of time. So you'll see how step 1, 2, 3, 4 brings us to that place of, I know what I want to focus on. I have the method of what I want to focus on now. I know where to take my mind. What's the feelings I want to generate? Now, can I just hold that for 2 minutes, for 3 minutes, or 4 minutes? And that brings me to that place of meditation.
Oh, that absolutely makes sense. I get you
Okay.
now. So after
Great.
that whole, the 4th steps, then it channels you in the final one, what to focus on.
That's
Okay.
it. Yeah, it's
Okay,
like a
lovely.
result of
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you.
Okay, great. Is there any other questions while Ashina comes on again? Because if not, then maybe we could go into a full meditation and Ashina will take us through that. Ashina, is that okay?
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
Great. So I'll just share my screen.
So I invite you all to sit comfortably on your chair with your back straight and your feet on the ground. And you can put your palms on your lap and just become aware of your breathing. So you're just becoming aware of your breathing. You can hear the sounds outside, and it's okay. Just be aware of it. And just be aware of all the muscles in your body, the tightness in your neck, perhaps, and in your back. Just you can gently tighten those muscles by moving your shoulders toward your ears and then gently relaxing it. Or if there's tension in your legs, you can gently squeeze the muscles in your calf and just gently relax. As you breathe in, you're breathing in peace. And as you breathe out, you're allowing all the old energy to be released. And now you are aware that your body is totally relaxed. You are relaxed, but you are also alert and aware. And now, gently, I focus my attention on the drop that's on the screen in front of me, this drop of water. It's a drop of peace. I feel the peace, just like the ripple in the picture. I feel this peace emanating from inside me and flowing outward into the room, out of the room, into the universe. Waves of peace flowing. I become aware of an energy, this energy or point of light that I visualize in the center of my forehead. This point of pure light is the soul. The soul is who I am. I am a beautiful, sparkling point of living energy within this body. And my core quality is that of peace, love, happiness, and power. I feel the waves of peace and love flow from my being. I truly am this living point of pure light. I, the soul, am eternal. I, the soul, am peaceful. I, the soul, am love. I, the soul, am power. I enjoy this moment. I appreciate this moment in time. This is me time. I appreciate and I honor myself. I feel so relaxed. I feel so calm. I am at peace. This is the peace I have been searching for. This is the peace that I have been yearning for and looking for in all the spaces outside in the world. But this powerful peace is within me. I am aware that I have many roles, responsibilities, duties that I have to perform. I am aware of the challenges and the constant change and the fast pace in the world. But I am aware that at any time I can tap into this powerhouse of peace that's within me. And this stock of power will enable me to carry out my duties and play my part in this world of drama. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Sister Shima and Sister Nita, for the beautiful session. And it was so blissful. The meditation was so blissful. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Sister Lakshmi. Om Shanti. I think you're on mute, Nita.
Sorry. Thanks, Ashina. Thank you, everyone. Just wanted to share that if you want to explore this meditation process a bit further, we've just skimmed the surface today. We will be running our meditation course next month. It would probably be on the first Monday of February, and it's an 8-course series, an hour a day. Monday and Wednesday usually. So if you want more information and you're not on our mailing list, please do just send an email to our office and they will send you with the information. But just as a little taste of what our Raja Yoga course is about, we've got a short little clip a 2-minute video clip that sort of gives you an idea of what the course entails. So I'm going to just quickly play that for you so you get a sense of it.
There's a sort of person who's really seeking the truth, or there are people who see the conditions of the world and come to the conclusion that there's something not quite right, a lot that's not quite right. And they feel that maybe the answers are not outside, they're within. And so it brings them into the search for values, inner values. It brings them then to spirituality. Spirituality means knowing myself, having a relationship with the divine, understanding the philosophy of give and take, action, reaction. So I've spent time focusing on that. But what's the proof that it's actually working? If truly I'm in touch with my goodness and my original truth, that will then be demonstrated through my life.
That was Sister Jane T, who's our director for Europe. Just giving a little snippet of what it covers, that the Raja Yoga course becomes something that supports one on their journey. So it's not just a meditation practice, but we cover some spiritual terms and understanding that then helps supports one on their journey. So thank you for joining us and have a lovely weekend. And do hope to see you again on some of our sessions and really in the meditation course if you are keen on joining us. Thank you very much. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Sister.